All right, everybody, what's the status? This is Shawn Michaels, special guest star Crevice, sitting here talking about current events. Sitting here, in related news, we got Turkish reporter that disappeared after entering the Saudi consulate, and he was found dismembered. They found bodies, interrogation gone wrong. This is what they were saying from the 2nd of October when he disappeared, and then all the way until now, which is the 24th. Yeah, 24th today. Man, what do you think about that?
Man, I can't believe they found him dismembered. That's the most shocking part, and the fact he's a journalist,
Yeah, but he's reporting on some stuff, man. You gotta talk to. He was the Saudi prince. That's what they say. But now they say that it wasn't related. The Saudi prince said it was people that acted outside of the realm of what he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
and that's insanity.
Yeah, but he's also a journalist, and you'd think that there would be, some film out there before, or a ransom demand or something like that.
Well, they said at first that he walked in there on his own volition, and then he was in there, and then he didn't leave.
Yeah,
and they said now they're saying something about body doubles or anything like that, but. The Saudi kingdom, they claimed allegations were baseless, and this is from the 15th until like the 20th, and then just recently they just came out and said, yeah, he was murdered. This is what happened. You had 20-something days to make up your. What if you had 20 days to make up? Still, like, man, dude, we messed up.
Yeah, well,
what happened?
If you're important enough to get a body double, I mean, there must be underlying cause of reasons why you need to be alive, and for them to come out now and say here's the dismembered pieces is kind of a little bit suspicious for any situation like that to go down. I just don't like the fact that he's a reporter. They're supposed to get amnesty from all violence or anything like that, but they do put themselves in the worst spots and with the camera, and
well. We'll have more on that. We'll talk some more when it comes out. But for right now, that's crazy. You think about what we can do as people and what we say, and that guy was speaking out.
I mean, sometimes you gotta make sure the ones that are going to be telling the story have the right information.
I agree with you 100%. Always have the right information.
Things go wild, and their story might look bad upon you. You gotta kind of backtrack a little bit and get them in the better graces, and even you got to butter up the best customers anywhere you go, in any establishment.
In other news, though, man, you be keeping up with Hurricane Michael. That's a real sad thing that's been going.
They keep getting hit by storms, man.
Keep getting hit by storms. There was the effects. I was reading that it was almost 39 total, 29 in Florida, and I was reading in other places that flooding. Like in Trinidad, flooding is tremendous. They're bringing out, they had crocodiles and stuff. I was looking at a video.
Oh, man.
They had crocodiles and stuff. It was climbing up on people's flooded backyards. They had anacondas, things that were just coming out the woodwork.
Yeah, they're known for the Everglades, though, and all the missing pets that go out there and they come back.
That's alligators in what you're talking about there in Florida.
Yeah, that too.
I was talking about an actual crocodile. Yeah, that's crazy. But so hearts go out to the people still. Everybody's still reeling.
Hopefully there wasn't too many deaths from crocodiles coming out the Everglades and the flooding that way.
I don't think.
In Trinidad, that's terrible. I saw the video you were talking about with the giant snake and the crocodiles coming out. That's
maybe the animals. Like people's pets and stuff probably suffered from that. People left behind or whatever.
They're from the last hurricanes 10 years ago or something like that.
So, but then look. Loft. So we also have in other news, we have the Hillary Clinton. They said gave up her security clearance before it was revoked by the government. They were coming for her. And this was on the 21st. They were supposed to come out with this, and they were saying that she's also designated as research. 5 other people that she had designated them, she had hired them for research purposes, have also been withdrawn. So. That's super suspect, man. And in WikiLeaks, they came out. This segues with the Amazon Atlas. Amazon Atlas is they're coming out with. They have data centers, and it's over 100 data centers spread across 15 cities in 9 countries. Amazon is the largest data cloud provider.
Jeff Bezos probably signed with the CIA, just like
Yeah,
all
it's
the
super
other-
sketch. It says the United States intelligence community in 2013 entered a $600 million contract with the CIA to build a cloud for use intelligence agencies. CIA classified as top secret. And in 2017, they announced an AWS secret region, which allows the storage of data classified up to the secret level by a broader range of agencies and companies. They also have one for just declassified information as well.
Too bad Hillary doesn't have, control, or she gave up her badge.
Who knows? Maybe they were the ones that caught up those emails that were getting sent out there.
She
Because
didn't.
they
she
fly
might have-
around. They fly around and
Yeah.
they data collect too. It's almost an infringements of you can almost classify as infringements of rights.
Oh yeah.
So that's crazy though. Then, I was also seeing this video. I saw this video of this woman. A man was he was walking. He was trying to get into his building, apparently, and he did live there. In the end, you find out, but the woman was trying to stop him from getting in. She was like, "Nah, you can't come in. You can't come in. I need to see your pass card." And in those apartments, you're supposed to have either a digit number or something you scan. I guess the newer ones they have a scan. I just remember it being like hotel status, which you just have the card,
Yeah, the
or you just
RFID
or you just have the beep 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 beep, or you buzz, "Hey, someone let me in, such and such, live there." But she was blocking the door for him. Yeah, you can see the video, and then they were blocking the feed he was going through. He couldn't get through it. I can't remember. Well, the man's name was I can't think of it right now, but I know they're calling the lady. Her name was fourth floor Becky, because she followed him, dude. She followed him all the way because he went past her after like 2 minutes of him arguing with her, trying to get into the building. He went past her, got in the elevator, and then she got on the elevator with him.
No, was she recording or was he recording?
He was recording.
So she went above and beyond and put herself in more danger of a guy,
Exactly.
video recording. Like, no matter, he's the one recording, and then if I'm not, certain, I think the end of the video, she's trying to be all friendly neighbor. I'm just trying to see who my neighbors are.
True status.
a lot
That's
of
what she was saying.
backtracking,
She followed the man all the way there. I would say, put myself in position, I would see, in this day and age, it seems like a very, very tense waters, very, people can't, it's like walking on eggshells almost. And I could say, like, me being in that situation, I would probably be greeted almost the same way. Even if I had spoken, talked articulate, or whatever the case may have been, you'd still, man, look suspect. You got this big.
I'm just happy that technology has evolved enough where he was the one protecting himself by video recording it. She's the one putting herself in danger. Back in the day, he said, she said, wouldn't have looked on favor of the guy's side, no matter what. No matter what type of situation. But she's the one that kind of backtracked and tried to become the whole neighbor friendly. I think she was trying to do damage control on the situation.
Yeah, but beyond the damage control, think about how sketchy that would have been. If he was up to some no good, would you really put yourself in a confined space with someone that you thought, if you believed him to be dangerous, thought he wasn't supposed to be there, you're going to put yourself in a closed space with him? You think that's the best course of action? I don't know, man. So, but that's just to show you, it's just like, I don't really get to get the whole thing with race or anything, but it's so much pressure.
She would have been the worst process server, though. Who are you? Trying to get somebody to say their name.
Yeah.
People have total jobs
she-
like that.
she
She did it
gave
in the
up-
worst
she-
way the worst way possible.
She even gave up. He asked her what room, because she kept asking what place do you live, and she even gave up. She was like, "Yeah, I live in 330," and she was hesitant about the last digit, and she said 7, and he said, "Good," and she said, "What room do you live in?" And he said, "I'm not telling you." So he walked all the way up, and he had the video. She walked, dude. That's sketch. Key was in the door, and then she started saying if that's the case.
Yeah.
But man, anything. That's just, I think that's so crazy. It's going to relate to some craziness. It's just going to get worse. I see this. People just need to. It's so simple of an answer, but it's so hard of a leap to try to take for people.
When in doubt, keep your phone out. I guess that's a new motto.
I guess
You got to see
everything
from all
is
sides.
online. Everything can be accessed, just like
her
what
point
we're
of
doing
view
here.
might have changed the story up. So I'm glad.
Nah, he was there.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we talked about this last time, man. I was talking about Kanye West. We went into the White House, and he was talking to the president.
Yeah.
And then so now T.I., he had released a video as well, And T.I. was he released something with he had a Melania lookalike come in there, and now apparently she's been getting death threats. She's been getting, like, people have been threatening to kill her, and that's insanity. But you think about that, go back to with Khashoggi. The man was speaking out against if he was speaking out against the people or the leaders or whatever. Imagine if we can do some shit like that and talk mess, and bring out a whole video, and then all of a sudden the people who are supporting them, they got mad. They didn't like that. And then you were telling me that Melania Trump's probably one of the most hated.
Oh yeah, she's getting a lot of flack too. You know, Trump, he's getting made fun of on Saturday Night Live. You know, Jimmy Kimmel, all the Tonight shows. Back in the day, they never would have done anything like that.
Imagine going to them other countries. Like, imagine let them go to Turkey and see what happens.
Kanye West is making hats on his own brand company, making money off of it, saying it's a fashion statement, and it's the same hat as Trump's wearing. He's making it his own thing and drawing the attention away from the U.S. and more about him and his brand, and going to Kenya and giving them Yeezys and stuff, and that's kind of a slap to the face because they could, have 3-course meals instead of $1,200 pair of shoes that haven't been released yet.
All right, man, that's I don't know, that's crazy.
There's a lot of logic behind his moves that don't make sense, but as an icon, everyone's making fun of him and Trump and Melania. She's getting more flack of being married to the guy, but she's smart. She
speaks like several different languages.
She's
from
a
what I
smart
understand.
cookie. She's not dumb. She's
What about talk about business and stuff though, man? Talk about Trump making the tax break stuff for businesses. You see, Sears files Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and they were talking about the holdings. They try to do it protection from creditors. They filed it for marking the collapse of a company that dominated for over, I think it was most of the 20th century, 136 years. Yep. Sears and Roebuck. And when's the last time you think about anyone's ever gone to Sears, things like that? Or when's the last time you remember Blockbuster or all those places closing down that used to be with Toys R Us, Radio Shack? I was somewhere in another country and I saw they had a Radio Shack. They still had a Radio Shack down there, and I was like, and they had it was a Toys Mart or Toys R Mart.
KB Toys, remember that in the mall?
I do remember the KB Toys.
All those toy things they're not there anymore. They got Build-A-Bear and all the
everything
franchises.
Everything can be bought online, dude. Everything can be bought online. We should be selling the news right now. You talking about
everything can be down. There's no more game stores because you can download it online. There's no more.
Well, that's what
There's
you're talking
no more
about.
Music stores, because of online downloading, like FYE and all the record places.
It's mostly in technology. I would think that most of our money and stuff is going towards now. Like Elon Musk, and he was doing that tunnel. You were telling me about that too, though. And I went and looked up. I was reading some articles when they were talking about. They're saying he was fracking or whatever, but no, he's actually digging the tunnels to try to make he's offering free rides when it's almost finished. It comes out December 10th.
He's got the concept out, but it's going to take him a while to get it functioning. But anything he does, people support. He can sell hats. He can sell flamethrowers that don't work.
Yeah,
that actually work.
I did see that. He
sells out of anything.
He sold it under not a flamethrower or something. Isn't that what it was titled as?
It's called Not a Flamethrower. It's an old joke from Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, I think it is. Where it's in the future. Not The Fifth Element. It's something like that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was
I know, but they made they made a new one about it. It's a joke because the first thing you went into space, they had a mall online browser kiosk thing, and the first item that popped up was this not a flamethrower. Wow. It was a flamethrower. So he decided he made a joke and he was going to sell 10,000 flamethrowers and made a lot of money off of it.
But if he's got this technology running though underneath the city and it's controlling, they say they're moving some 100 something miles an hour, 160 or something. They said he could be able to travel. You stop and think about that. There was I saw something with what was it? Someone was there. They stole his car. Those cars that they have.
Oh, the Teslas?
Yeah.
He sent one into outer space, too, just for fun.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, but now that they can be, hacked, like this story coming up.
Yeah, these guys, they came in there.
Yeah.
And one guy had a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this. Guy had a cell phone. He had the cell phone. He was walking near the car door, and the other guy walking around the corner, he had an iPad or a tablet.
Yeah.
And what he was doing, he was scanning for the key fob. It's the locator beacon for the key,
for the
so it
signal.
unlocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the man walked around, and you could see he's walking there. He couldn't find it. Put the cursor up on it real quick. He said, where was it? I think it was right here. They couldn't figure out how to unplug it. They were so high tech. They knew. They didn't even do a little bit of research before. The dude's sitting there, he's like wondering, maybe should I book? Should I go? What should I do? He was sketch. He couldn't figure out what to do.
They didn't get to that chapter in how to steal $100,000 car for dummies or something. They didn't know how to unplug
it's like
the
an
thing.
$80,000 car, but it's still expensive. And what it just blows my mind that you think about the technology. So what if someone was to do that to their tunnel? Or that car?
Man,
or what if
yeah.
that thing shuts down halfway? What happens to the car?
Well-
Does it keep moving? Or
Well, you got to think about it. Planes and stuff, they got,
They got-
two things to worry about. Getting hit in air
Yeah.
and then getting hit on the ground. But if you're underground, I think there's only going to be one collision because you're not have to worry about, the rest of the
Yeah.
the rest of the impact of the second fall. So hopefully you just hit something or something malfunctions. It might be scary being in a giant hole underground and knowing no one be able to come get you for hours. It's like a bad roller coaster experience.
It would be super sketch.
At least
especially being in an underground tunnel.
At least you're not
If they
crashing in
flooded
air
out,
and you
or
got to
what
worry
if
about
earthquake. They said the earthquake. He said it's structurally sound, and man, if he can launch
Yeah.
stuff like that, hopefully his math is right. I'm not a mathematician. There's much smarter men than me out there that are doing that stuff, but I can only imagine because you remember when you used to go outside, play or whatever. You used to dig enough holes when you
Yep.
try to dig tunnels or something.
someone's pool's gonna collapse underneath it,
Dude,
start draining out of
it
a
would
trickle.
be so crazy, and they're still discovering sinkholes and stuff now,
Yeah.
where the people are just sitting there sleeping in their bed, and all of a sudden, 50
Yeah.
foot, 50, 60 feet, they fall to their death. Like, that's crazy. That stuff can just happen.
Yeah, or like the volcano that
Yeah.
hit Hawaii. Just all of a sudden, you have a giant bridge you're gonna have to get home to because all the things start sliding away. And in California, they're on a fault anyways, man. I think digging out there is probably a bad idea. But he was talking about a system that would run from New York to Florida if it works out, and to DC and some good prime hubs, and one that would run from East Coast to West Coast in the future. And that's a brilliant idea,
I think you're talking about some crazy stuff with technology and the prices that we pay, though. You were telling me also something about the Apple.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people,
What were the workers? Something you said something with the workers.
yeah, a lot of people hate their jobs, and I deal with stress just like you deal with stress.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
factory workers out there, we talked about how people keep getting caught up with the Nike's kind of scandals of having sweatshops and having Walmart even got in trouble for having their brand being unfair conditions and stuff like that. But Apple, they make the best product out there for cellular technology and new technology, and everyone's always sleeping out of stores to get their new product
Yeah,
that comes
they're
out.
lined up to pay it.
Yeah, but come to find out, they've been dealing with their factories and stuff. They had to build a net around it because the people were having depression issues and taking plunges off the thing. So that not only every day do they only get paid like $50, but it's better than what they're living in the
got
town
nets
that they
right
have
there.
now.
They got
Yeah,
the
they
nets.
have to go
That's
to
crazy.
work and think about what my job is doing to make my place better. They
I've
build
never-
nets so I don't jump.
That's
It's a scary
insane.
place to work at, So
Man.
it's only going to get worse, and we might have bigger factories. Like India's notorious for it. Our factories are we're either going to get replaced probably by some other feature that's going to outwork us. If not, we're going to have to stare at the nets at our local jobs nowadays if it's going to get that bad. But hopefully, with my profession and your profession, it's
Nah, it
more
doesn't-
friendly.
yeah. Well, there's not. They don't have to install
Yeah.
anything, some anti-software like that,
Yeah.
or hardware like that for me.
If they
or
had
us.
if they had to keep me at my work by building nets, I'd start.
You probably question
Questioning,
about, yeah.
yeah.
What are you doing?
What am I doing with my life?
So maybe we should just go in space, man. They say, is that what you say? They say, so NASA. They said they reported that an energy spewed from a black hole. Well, man,
know.
That's crazy. Has never seen anything. They say everything always go. From my understanding, what I always learned, they said energy always goes into the black hole,
Yeah.
and they actually saw something come
Come out?
Yeah, it's crazy. Maybe we'll talk about that again, man.
Yeah, there's a bunch of,
Yeah, they had
interstellar topics I'd love to talk about.
Yeah,
you know?
they talk about that. We can talk about some Black Ops.
Yeah.
Black Ops 4.
Oh, yeah, the new.
As my nephew was playing it, and he was telling
Yep.
me that it was
Got some good games, the Fallout, the
Red
Red
Dead
Dead.
Redemption.
Yep, that's got a lot of things lined
Yeah.
up in our future.
Well, that's the plan then, everybody. Well, this has been What's the Status with Shawn Michael, special guest Scott Crevice. It's current events. You guys stay posted.